But the layout that we've been traditionally using here is our motor vehicles account. So motor vehicles account, whether we use straight line or reducing balance, it will always look the same. You've already done this question, so that's why I'm not going to focus on the motor vehicles. I'm assuming we were all able to do this no problem before. Okay? And the disposal will be the same. The only thing that's missing from my disposal account here is I don't have the provision for depreciation, which is the one which would have been note 2 or note 4 when we did this before. So our layout of this. So the layout is slightly different. What we're doing is year by year for each vehicle, we're going to work out what's its net book value, what's its worth at the beginning of that year, or if we bought it in the middle of that year, what's its worth when we bought it, and take away the depreciation. And the depreciation is always going to be a percentage of that net book value. Okay? So, the first one I bought was for 280 grand. My depreciation is 20% of cost. So I'm now, when you're looking at these questions, just so we can tell in an exam situation if it's reducing balance or straight line. What they'll say is at the top, when they talked about working out the depreciation, if it says 20% of book value, that means that you're doing the depreciation as reducing balance method, which is what I'm about to do now. The questions we've been doing so far, all of them, it said in the book that they were at cost, so that means that we should have been doing them straight line, but I'm going to do the very same question using reducing balance method as well. Okay? Okay, so the first one, I'm just going to move this over just so I make it easier to see my rough work. Okay, so the first one I bought, the first 2001 for 280 grand. So it's book value, 280 grand, okay, at the beginning of the year. Depreciation is 20%, so that number times 20%. There's my depreciation. What's it worth at the beginning of next year? 280, take away 56. Okay? Depreciation the next year is going to be that number times 20%. Net book value the next year is 224 minus depreciation, and the net book value times 20%, 35. Is everyone okay so far? Yeah. Obviously, it's a little bit quicker for me doing it on a computer. Now, I'm asked to do this for, just quickly checking, for 2005, 2006. So that's the years that I'm working on. So I'm going to continue here. I'll just make this a little bit smaller. So maybe that's too small. So net book value for next year is 179, take away that, and depreciation is 143 times 20%. So I'm only doing now, I'm trying to work out note 1, all the depreciation up to 2005, because we're doing it for 2005. The second one was bought on the 1st of 7, 2003 for 360. 2003. So I'm going to go 2003. I bought it for 360. The depreciation is going to be that times 20%, but I got it on the 1st of 7th, so I'll multiply that by a half. Okay? So the next year, the net book value is that. And the depreciation is that, the net book value times 20%. Move on to vehicle number 3. So 1st of the 2nd, 2004 is when I bought it, and I bought it for 290 grand. So that happened in 2004, so 290. The depreciation is going to be 290 times 20% times 11/12. Remember doing this before, yeah? Okay. And just quickly checking, was there a refrigeration unit? Bus 3 was involved in a crash. The bus had, no, let's just expand that. The bus and refrigeration unit fitted on the 1st, 2003 for 20 grand. So the refrigeration unit was fitted 1st for 20 grand, so 20 grand. So depreciation is going to be that times 20% because it was a full year because I got it at the beginning of 2003. Next year then it's going to be worth 16, and the depreciation is 16 times 20%. Okay? Now, how do I do note number 1? Okay, we're up to year 1 now. What do I do to work it out?
Take all values.
I add all my depreciations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's all my depreciations. I add all those numbers. Is that right so far? Okay. Then I go to note number 2. So note number 2 is all the depreciation on the one that I depreciated or I got rid of during this year. So let's have a quick look. Bus number 3 was involved in a crash on 30/8/2005. So bus number 3 is this bus here. So its net book value is 290 minus that. So its depreciation is going to be no. So that the net book value times 20% times, when did I get rid of it? I got rid of it on 31/8. So that means I would have had it for 8 months. So times 8/12 of a full year's depreciation. It's okay. Did it have a refrigeration unit or anything on it? No, bus 1 had a refrigeration unit on it. So how do I work out the depreciation for note 2? It's all the depreciation on the thing that I got rid of. And the thing I got rid of had this depreciation and this depreciation. Just those two numbers, no more. Yep? Okay. So now I have to move on to note number 3. Jack, just put you on the spot. What's note number 3 meant to show me when you did your previous homework? Okay, so notes are how I'm doing my rough work, just so we see here. So this is your provision for depreciation account. Okay, and this is what I'm doing the rough work for this. So this is all the depreciation up to the first year. This is all the depreciation on thing I sold. Note 3 is all the depreciation that happened during the first year. Okay, only during the first year, and I'll balance this account. Note 4 is all the depreciation on the thing I sold in the second year, and the depreciation expense that happened during the second year. Yep? Okay. So back to this. So rough work then. Again, like I say, if you're getting confused with this, I am recording this. So note 1, nothing changed note 1 during the first year. So its net book value is the previous year's net book value minus depreciation, and we'll get 20% of that. Now, the next one is 324, take away its depreciation, so we'll get 20% of that. The refrigeration unit, I had that for a full year, so 16, take away 3,200 is its net book value, and the depreciation expense is that times 0.2. And then I bought a new vehicle. So 31st, okay, new bus costing 260 grand was bought on the 30th of the 8th. So that's vehicle 4. So 260 grand is what it cost. The depreciation is going to be that times 20% times, and I got it on 31st of the 8th, so that'll be 4/12. Okay?
Did you ever get a question where it's like the bus crashed on the 15th of September?
No, they'll always give it either the beginning or the end of the month to make it a bit more straightforward. Yep.
Sir, why is it sometimes you say 8 out of 12 and then sometimes it's 4 out of 12?
Okay, if I got rid of something at the end of the 8th month, the replacement must have came on the end of the 8th month. So that means I would have had one for 8 months and the replacement for 4 months. If I changed on the 1st of February, I'd have one for 1 month and the other vehicle for 11 months, for a total of 12. Okay so far? All right. So I presume that we can do note 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? Okay. I've explained 1, 2, and 3, and note 2 is done the same way as done note 4. Note 5 is done the same way as done note 3. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can we have a go doing this for question 1? While we're doing that, I'm just going to finish this off and I'll put this up onto OneNote. Now remember, this is reducing balance. So this is, all I'm going to put up is the rough work for this, all the notes, and the provision account. Okay? And I'll put the